PCJSS-Santu faction has trapped youth in northeast India in drug trafficking, using India as a refuge after committing murders in Bangladesh and conducting anti-India activities from Bangladeshi side. Let me straight away go to my guest Suhas Chakma, Director Rights and Risk Analysis Group. Why has this issue got so much of traction now?
Well, I think one of the reasons why it got traction because PCJSS-Santu enjoys the powers of the Chittagong Hill Tracts Regional Council in Bangladesh, and he has not been removed by Dr. Yunus. He has been in that position without election for the last 28 years, whereas actually elections are supposed to be held every 5 years. So he is serving the interest of the government of Bangladesh, serving the interest of the Pakistani ISI. There are allegations about it. Then, of course, he being involved, or his group being involved in activities which are inimical to the interest of India. I think it should have come earlier, not later. You have to bear in mind that in Bangladesh, for the last, 28 years, presidents had to flee, prime ministers had to flee, army chief justices, all had to flee. But this man has been kept in power by the Bangladesh army because he serves the interest of the Bangladesh army, the GFI, as well as the international forces. And Chittagong Hill Tracts is very important now because on the other side, the Rakhine province, the Myanmar government has collapsed. The Chinese are coming there. There is a war which is increasingly taking place between the Rohingyas and the, Arakan army. And it has been stated by the International Crisis Group about a fortnight back. So he poses possibly the most serious threat to India's national security in the Northeast India for being so close to the regime today. And we all know that the Yunus
of this gentleman, Suhas, what is the location of this gentleman?
He is in the Chittagong Hill Tracts region of Bangladesh. But his groups and his cadres obviously, cross over to India. They have been using the Indian soil. So that's why I think the people who we are protesting, they are Indian citizens. But because of the involvement of the group, in various activities like drug trafficking, armed trafficking, etc. in Tripura and Mizoram, they are protesting. In fact, only about a month back, Assam Rifles seized drug worth 10 crore from the members of his group. So it's a mystery why, no action has been taken as of yet.
So do you feel that Indian soil is being used by these leaders, and what should be done immediately?
Well, I think obviously the government of India has to ensure its own security, and the people from the area who live in the border, they have made their position very clear that India cannot be used for activities which are inimical to India. Because if there is drug trafficking, the local people suffer, the local youth suffer. And we all know Mizoram and Tripura, they have become the epicenter of drug trafficking. You could see the reports of the, Narcotics Bureau and etc. So there is a huge concern. I think the government of India at this point of time should ensure that they are not allowed to operate in India and take appropriate actions.
And Suhas, when we talk about immigrants, don't you think the exercise of SIR by Election Commission becomes all the more important?
Well, SIR is not necessarily a means to identify who is a foreigner and who is not a foreigner, and that has been made clear by the Election Commission itself in its affidavit. I think what is more important is for the government of India to ensure that, the borders are fully closed, and when some people who cross over the border and engage in criminal activities to the point where people are being forced to come to the street, then of course, there has been a lax in that sense, at the border areas in Tripura. And if you do not ensure the security at the border in immediate terms, SIR, which can be challenged up to the level of the Supreme Court, that's not going to resolve the problem of this nature.
Suhas, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. So this is all I had on point today. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर एंकर टूथपेस्ट, नए जमाने की नई सुरक्षा।
खूबसूरत सी तुम कोई चिंता करो, पीछे भरोसा खड़ा है तुम्हारे, तुम नया कर बनाते रहो।
जब कोई हमारी बाकी चिंताओं को संभाल लेता है तो हम कर पाते हैं खूबसूरत सी कोई चिंता। टाटा कैपिटल में हम आपकी हर फाइनेंशियल चिंता को संभाल लेते हैं ताकि आप करें सिर्फ खूबसूरत चिंताएं।
Go condoms?
It's over there.
क्या ये डिफरेंट साइजेस में आता है?
Actually, sir, size matter नहीं करता.
तो फिर क्या मैटर करता है?
The hardness
Of the condom.
of what's inside.
For the first time ever, presenting Hard Rock Gel, the hardness gel for men.
अब free हर score condoms के 10 पैक के साथ.
ये रोशनी का सफर दिलचस्प है, दिलचस्प है।
हम सूरज से सिर्फ बिजली नहीं बनाते हैं, खुशहाली को देश के कोने कोने तक भी पहुंचाते हैं।
ये रोशनी का सफर
अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
Welcome back. From big savings of millions of Indians via government-run Jan Aushadhi outlets, to boost to our infrastructure and growth. This is the India News segment. First up, the Jan Aushadhi government-run outlets have helped citizens save a whopping 38,000 crore rupees on medicines in just 11 years. In a written reply to the Rajya Sabha, Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Anupriya Patel, said 16,912 Jan Aushadhi Kendras have been opened across the country till the 30th of June.